live right now, and I hope we are welcome to Rasta versus Ballhead versus Rasta. I was mixing it up. Not that serious, it don't really matter. This might be I think episode 3. Last week we had a little tournament and thing. That will upload soon, but today is we have Beast Prime and we have Emotional Damage, aka Bookie. Beast Prime, tell the people hello there.
Yeah, what's he saying?
And Bookie.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
And well, Rasta help us with production here. And if you have anything good to ask, you're welcome to step up. So tell me about yourself now, Beast Prime, Bookie, whoever want to start. Tell me about you guys yourself. As it comes in terms to the FGC at least and esports.
Okay, go first now.
All right, good night, everybody. Like you said, there's Boki and Bruce Prime here recently changed the game name to Emotional Damage. We basically were competitors in the FGC in the genre of Street Fighter, and now we there's also through tournaments. Providing that the FGC gets tournaments done the proper way and everything like that so far. Like I said, we focus mainly on Street Fighter at present, and well, yeah, basically that is what it is with this TO, right? We recently registered as A-Leg, which is another level entertainment and gaming. That would be the name you most likely might see soon on most of our flyers and posters. And that is what we do. We do Street Fighter.
Sorry, Bookie, 1 second. Tristan, get my mute there now, boy. We hear no background noise.
I think we with everybody.
Yeah, hear me, Bookie? Feel free to continue.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, continue. Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah. Right. So we are around about 6 years now, and yeah, we just want to continue providing the FGCs with tournaments and events featured offline and some online for the Street Fighters, Tekken Men, Mortal Men. As much as we can help out, we just try our best too. Right. This Prime, you wanna take over for a little bit?
Yeah, what's he saying? So yeah, what Bookie saying is correct, but it's not 6 years, it's more like 8 years, because I taken it back to since we had met, so I could say I kind of organizing was long, because that would go as far back as with Marcus, aka Call Eternal. So in a nutshell, we really started to do tournaments because me personally, I didn't like the kind of things like when I go to a tournament what I didn't like, I say like whenever I want to try a tournament and make sure that other competitors do have to go through that now. So it's like we really come out to make it good. In terms of Wookie and I meeting, we met through online, and it's because of my beef in Street Fighter 4 with one of my partners, kind of really make us kind of meet together now, because with respect to both of us doing TOs, this literally start under his house, like in a garage. In the back on that step sharing a Big Bang City. From Street Fighter 4 days come up, and then we reach here today because we start, that's how we end up doing sweat. So it's like bringing the community together, at least that Street Fighter. We recently started to invite other games and scene. So, yeah, I don't know if you have any more information on that. So, we're basically two competitors / TOs, right? Yeah.
So you see the name of your business is A-Leg?
Yes, A-Leg for short. Another level entertainment and gaming.
Okay. So what's the mission of that company, that group?
Well, simply trying to get more people aware of esports. So the the company as itself, more or less, we do like business events, recreational time, school bazaars, and stuff like that, just to get people more aware of esports when it comes to fighting games and the youths and them who don't know about the competitive side of gaming, where some of the, as you know, in our time, they wouldn't call us gamers, they would call us peons, right? Because playing a game was just a thing to waste time, kill time, or whatever. Where we try to educate people slightly on, okay, it's competitive. You can win some prizes, you can win some cash. You could probably, go for it and expose them more or less to esports and fighting games. That is our culture back from arcade days, which it have very few arcades now in Trinidad. Everybody has gotten accustomed to online play. So with online play, everybody Apexing and Fortnite and everything, the culture of fighting games cannot die in. So the goal is more or less to try and reawaken a fighting spirit within the youths and older heads as well who used to compete. And you would see that of recently with the online with Street Fighter Online now, we have men like ICT Man and older fighters, Hungry Lion, and these guys, they just come out for their last Street Fighter was Hyper, and they playing Street Fighter 6 now. So it's just to bring people back into the fold of playing fighting games and having fun.
All right, so Beast Prime said his motivation of starting basically the company of starting Allegan, basically entering the fight and as a TO. He said where his motivation came from was basically the underperformance of some TOs. What would your motivation be to what you basically just said as excuse me, I kind of forgetting where you basically were just said as bringing as the FGC community dying and you want to ensure that it doesn't die because of the online culture, or do you have some other motivation for getting into the scene as a TO and an event organizer?
You want me to take
Go
this one?
go
Or-
go go Beast Prime, go for now. I'll add in after.
All right. So for me, um, in terms of motivation, like I said before, when I got introduced to the Street Fighter scene, I really like the competition. I like when you sit down and you lose and you're shaking, right? But like I say, just because I like that, that don't mean you could just treat me bad if I come to event and I sit down and I had nothing to eat. I had to wait long. So, the motivation is, to put that way, I really like to do this kind of things. I like tech, as everybody is kind of notice, as kind of be all over the place in anybody tournament. I like to go and pick up the mic. I like to go and help the man who's streaming and help who doing the video and if they have audio. I just like to be around those things. So the motivation is I just really like to play game and like if I a tournament or something, just to make sure it kind of happen kind of proper now. So in terms of if you're seeing the FGC dying, I don't really think it's a matter of it dying, right? So in my perspective, what has happened is we had to remember how small Trinidad is, right? So Trinidad's small one, and then to over the years, from like I say, 8 years ago we did this thing, the amount of people coming out to tournaments is, let me say, a proper 32, right? Best case scenario, 32. And with that, also now you have to remember that every video game will have a certain amount of time to live, right? Based on where we live in, right? So for us, like if you check the Street Fighter 5 come out, we really try to do it had real events, like it had plenty event in my view, because I know it had plenty Street Fighter 4 stuff, but I kind of fall off the map with Street Fighter 4 because I life and study in school and thing. And I come back now, Street Fighter 5, I had more time to a much bigger man. And it's like we will put stuff in place now. Now putting those stuff in place since back then, we was really building a foundation, which in my view, the foundation is still there because we still have this group of players, which in my mind is the 30, because that 30 in my view stays constant because have men drop off, men come back on, that kind of thing, right? Because you know have plenty. The last few tournaments in Trinidad for 6, we had like close to 35, let me call it that, right? That'd be Mobile, Man of War Drive Coliseum. Those were the big two now. So, like I say, every new game come out, it'll have a period at a time and it'll die out just because if there's Trinidad. And then also too, in terms of you saying the FGC, you had to remember to down here, in my view, we don't really get that kind of sponsorship yet because when you go for sponsorship, everybody's want to know what you do, what you're doing for them. You have to have stuff to show now. So back again to what I was saying, we was really building up foundation so that when the time comes now, forget to get sponsorship and stuff, we have a whole set of stuff to show in the Arsenal. Right. So I'm motivated to this because basically as simple as I like it, right? Now I have a time frame at which I could be able to do these things. So now I just make any best of it. Right. So the FGC, like I say, I don't say dying, but some games like Tekken 7. When you talk to the Tekken crew, I talked up when the tournament Sunday, Tekken crew, they have sweats running normal now. You understand? I didn't really hear any Street Fighter sweats after COVID, but Tekken, they have their regime sorted out now. So they have a good thing going. So I don't think it's dying, it's just that people want stuff to do and we have to provide stuff for them to do. And then to a whole different topic is Trinidadians is the best calculators out there. So that's a different topic, right? Buki, I don't know if you want to add anything. I'll answer your question.
Like you said again, motivational wise, but when you went to tournament, sometimes you go to tournament and it's basically just going to a tournament. Hence the name we added in entertainment and gaming. So when we do tournaments, we try to make it interactive so that people could socialize, right? So we'll have these side games, we'll have a question and answer. We kind of force people into having to meet each other and socialize with each other. So I remember this clearly. I had played for Onoko in a tournament in UE some years ago when I am the told that introduced me to the It gaming offline and tournaments and stuff like that. And it's only after we had formed like the Fraud Squad some years ago. And he went back in his box and was like, Boki, look you in that picture there. I was like, boy, we sit down right each other and fight and we didn't even know who we were, but we were playing online with each other all the time. So it's to build community, you must know who in your community and who is who. So the offline stuff we provide, this kind of make people come and socialize together. We might have a little alcohol, we might have a little eats and stuff like that, a little additive. So that's not just a boring come and sit down and watch people play game. You know what I mean? That was kind of boring.
All right, yeah, I
So
fully understand what you mean there. Because I've been to your
yeah,
events and it's a different spectacle compared to what other people do. You tend to have
yeah,
little side events and whatnot, and I see when you help out other people in the community, you add your sense of flair to their events as well, doing a great part to help the community as a whole. One thing I want to push back, sorry. One thing I want to push back on, let me just push back on one thing first though. You say how sponsorship might not be the easiest thing. While I am not saying it is, I still have to do a podcast on that with Akil, but I've been talking to some of the other TOs and some of them seem to have a lot of success when it comes to sponsorship. I'm not sure exactly what they got, but they did a big outreach and they seem to have gotten a good
all right.
feedback. So
Let me try to add to what you're saying there. When we're talking sponsorship, we talking on a Evo scale, meaning you can get sponsorship. You can get 10 stores to give you $500, which is $5,000. But that would only cover you for your renting somewhere small and limiting your prize money and your accessories we have to pay for to throw a tournament then. but we talking sponsorship on
Okay.
a big level. If you
All right,
understand what I'm
just
saying.
okay, I understand what they say, but I don't want to really bog down this on this too much. But last thing I'm going to say is we Trinidad dog. I mean, we smaller than New York, and New York by
Yeah.
itself don't have an ego for themselves. It's an ego for the entire United States. So you really have to, bat in your crease and see, based on the population, at least we have the population of what, like 10% of New York or less. So you
I
understand?
get that. I get that, but I still say we can have an event with 50. We can have a 2-day event. Why we can't have a 2-day event?
I think we can. I think that have to be a Money Caribbean because we are very small, and to have a 2-day event is fiscally irresponsible.
No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you just because, like I say, from my perspective, when you check, at least for me, when I check the Street Fighter amount of men it have, I probably have about 100 Trinidad flag. We take, let me say about 20.
Okay, but
you have at least 8.
let me
You have at
just
least
put
80 men,
this right? Quick.
right?
Tell me what population size comparable to Trinidad has a 2-day event?
No, we're not. No, and that's the thing, right? For the way you tap the.
No, but the 2-day event does really be. You might have like 4 games one day, then the next 4 games the next day.
We could just do honestly, like right now with being honest, with a 32-man tournament, we could put that in 2 days. So just because you can't see it, that doesn't mean it can't be done. So here the example, right? Here how it could go. We have 32 men in a tournament, right? Instead of doing to take time, how long you want that to run? That could run out in 3 hours. Worst case scenario, but that's first to 2. And then the next day, to make it a spectacle, you have your top 8. Top 8 normally takes around 3 hours. So you could break it up into 2 days. Plus 2, in terms of doing it like that, you have to remember too, it's other games. So if you're doing a tournament big on that scale for 2 days, it just won't be one game alone. And that's it. And that's the thing. You can't, in my view, right now, we can't always be comparing ourselves to the States. We gotta build our own thing, Right now,
no, I'm not trying to compare us to the States exactly. I'm comparing us to the world at large, looking at the population we have, and what other size of population do what you are basically asking for. There has had to get 2-day events in other countries, but they make those international events, and in my opinion, it's something you have to get a lot of sponsorship for, and in a lot of ways it don't really make sense unless you're taking it international.
Right.
If it's local alone, it don't make sense.
What I was saying when
At least in my
talk
opinion.
about sponsorship. If we get sponsorship, you can make it an international event. But to get sponsorship, you have to show that you have the ability to perform a big tournament. So we understand that. Unless you try. So if I have 32 men, because I would just check a group. The Street Fighter group has 60+ members in it. The Tekken group has 60+ members. All I'm saying is 30 members from each group. A full 32 roster for a tournament. That could be a 2-day tournament. But you see,
I agree.
I have something to add, right? How long Capcom Cup this week?
Capcom Cup? That's the other day, I think.
No,
2 days.
3 days.
And that's my point. That is just 2 days. And if you put
32 men.
But basically, as a player, for me, for it to be worthwhile for me, the money needs to be worth it.
Well, that's what we're saying. So that's what we're saying. So that's where the sponsors are coming now. Because you could do a tournament, you could do a 8-man tournament in 2 days, but it's what you gain them for 2 days.
And well, if that level of sponsorship is there, it would naturally be international as well. But let me just move on. Let's move on because it will gain international attention if the prize money is that large.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
It could stretch for 2 days.
Exactly.
Yes, trust me. I agree. I agree.
Oh, you
I agree
hear
with
what,
what
right?
Tristan saying. Yeah, so go.
We'll put a pin in this
Love
and we'll come back to this if anything, because I have a list of questions here
Yeah,
and I
yeah, go
want
through, go
to.
through, go
Yeah,
through,
bring
go
thing,
through,
bring
go
All
through,
thing.
bring
right,
thing.
so upcoming events. What upcoming events do you all have? Yeah, and what are these? What is different about these events that you might be having?
Well, like I said,
Boki talk and then
our
I gotta talk, right?
the 21st of January 2024, it having my birthday be done, which is a traditional tournament that is usually an event that I show, not tournament event. So I have invited all the communities, Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash, and Mortal Kombat, right? To come and, like I said again, it's more social event than a tournament. So that is one, and that is help players get the offline feel. So when tournaments come up, you have the offline, because online offline is still different. But it is prepared for offline tournaments, which is where you get your little cash money, your little showtime at the airport, you get a little thing on YouTube and whatnot. This year I plan on doing about maybe 4 events and 2 tournaments. So that's 6 things according. Um, I want to believe, well, Alpha will probably talk about that, but there's also 6 other tiers on any event that they do. So the Be Mobile Java, they might want to do it again this year. So that would be more June, July, August. Alpha has some other things coming. So we're doing 4 events. September most likely and March most likely. The dates will be announced. And like I say, I can't say anything now exactly what they will be, because we just try to always change it up and leave the competitors and spectators surprised at what we're doing. In the past, we have done skits, we have done gameplay, we have done videos. We just, like I say, we always try to put that part of entertainment into it. So it's not just a common competition, because we just have giveaways, and we do that because even though you come and you might just come to say you have a chance to win something, you have a chance to be part of the tournament, even though you're not competing in the tournament. So that is how we just drop it. So we should, between Beach Prime and myself, we should have about 4 events this year to provide for the Street Fighter people and anybody else who willing to jump over that tournament wise.
Yeah,
Prime?
also to so you talk about we doing 2 tournaments. The mobile might do the 2 again. I think one for the kids, one for the adults. Alpha might throw 2 tournaments, and then Man of War, and I spoke to Mark. Mark say they're supposed to be organizing something too. But right now everything tentative because everybody's still probably pooling the resources and checking the dates and checking availability and stuff, right?
Don't forget Rasta and Ball that having the
Right,
might
right.
have the
Well,
weekly things
I
soon
don't want to
too.
mention. I don't want to mention to all what all you're doing,
Of
but
course,
if it,
no, it's not.
as only
Yeah.
put, as only
You're
put
talking
it
to
back in the
everybody here,
chat.
you know, not just
All right.
us.
Okay. Sorry. Well,
Continue.
yeah. And all
Let's
they're
go to it.
doing, all they bi-weekly pots, I would say. I might randomly throw online tournaments, and like the prizes could be like $10 PSN card or free entry to a tournament or something that depends on anytime coming out. So that's the kind of things you could say we have in terms of how we spinning up the entertainment for the events. We really can't say that here because I had to come and see. That's how, but as best as possible, we try to make it lit now. So like the one for Buki birthday, I can't talk nothing because Buki right here, but trying to think of some stuff I can have planned. So that should be cool enough. But in a nutshell, that is what it is. The tournaments coming, we have the giveaways. That's the first thing we just start with. We actually start. I am not sure like how you go around. But we know how to plan tournaments, right? But in terms of like we organize the giveaways first to make sure we have that in hand, right? So we have the giveaways, we ain't advertise nothing yet. So at least for the birthday be done, it's even though it's Boki birthday, it still have giveaways so when people come down. So plus, but you know, it's not that easy just to get a giveaway, right? As seen last time. So.
Okay, so okay, so Liam, so what do you think? I want to kind of go back. I was only kind of tangentially listening, but So tell me about some of the giveaways you all had before in prior tournaments.
That is my thing there. All right, so like so basically what I'm trying to call as best as possible, right? So with respect to the tournament, so we had the
You got
cash
to be
prize.
exact.
Right, right.
Kind
So
of
we had the cash prizes, and then with respect to the competitors, you know, top 8 was be first to 3. So we used to have like the person who get the most 3-0s would I get a bottle of 3-0 rum. Or if they're under the age, they would get an equivalent gift of that.
I love boxing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't want to say it, right? But anyway, right? And then also too, we used to do a gift for the most perfects throughout the whole tournament. And then also too, we would do giveaways like we had the best comeback. But those are crowd selected, right? In terms of other giveaways, me who used to be the ones organizing the giveaways, I just think my thinking was it's a Street Fighter thing. So I used to try to get any kind of thing with Street Fighter on it, right? So we had like Street Fighter wallets, we had like a PS4 skin, we had like some Bison tokens.
And some pop dolls.
It had some pop dolls, it had at time Frodonoko got a controller and a Bison doll because that is when I made a ranking system, and at the point in time he was the top person in it because he attended the most, had the most points. So that's some of the giveaways. Also had like Cadbury chocolates. It had like some Street Fighter 5 keychains. I was actually supposed to call and see if people still have those things. And yeah, so that's the kind of giveaways. But this rounds, to try to step it up. So like for the burnout battle thus far, we had some chocolates that was sponsored. We had like a snack hamper.
All right. We get it just
right.
We get it just that.
Right, and I'm gonna get headphones, right? That's a good one. That's a kind of step up. So let's just yeah. So
all right. So how do you see the FGC in Trinidad and Tobago playing a part in the wider esports community? If you have an opinion on that.
When you say wider esports community, what do you mean?
The wider esports community, well, the esports community, we have all kind of games. I'm not sure if we still have Brawlhalla, we have FIFA, we have Apex. Yeah, the esports community is wide. How do you see the FGC playing a part in that? Do we have a part in that, or are we segregated? What's going on there?
I believe that as usual, it is segmented right now because, as I said, it's different games within the same aspect of it. We say FGC, which is the fighting game community, and we have about 10 different fighting games. So I believe if everybody has an appointed, I like to use the word avatar, meaning someone who is the most active in your group to your game. So you can come forward and check people like Beast Prime or myself, like Alpha, or whatever the case might be, to throw tournaments to showcase the talent of your game. When you say FGC, because like I say, it's in FGC, and yes, it is segmented because it's different fighting games. A man who can play Tekken can't play Street Fighter the same way. We have prodigies like Carl, Aries, Boxy, men who can play multiple games, maybe even Panda when he was in the prime. You understand? You can play multiple games. So you can say you competed in a lot of FGC games.
But let me give you a little pause there. Let me give you a little pause because you never really answer the question. You're talking about the FGC as a part of the FGC and how we might want to unite. But I'm talking about a broader question of the FGC and the esports. If you don't really have an opinion,
I didn't get it perfectly, but you see, it's in FGC and it's in esports.
Yeah,
FGC is a part of esports because Dota, League of Legends, FIFA, any game that is played competitive is considered esports.
Yes.
I can't speak for all the other games because my genre is Street Fighter. So that is what I'm saying. When I say FGC and esports, I'm trying to get the gist of that. So for me, I play Street Fighter. I do Street Fighter well. So my focus is on Street Fighter. When it comes to TON, which is a different aspects of esports as well, I have no problem helping someone organize a Strive tournament or a Naruto tournament. That is what TO does. We organize tournaments. You tell me what you want to do, and we do
So,
that. So
so
within the
basically,
esports,
if I might be able to condense this,
yeah,
you are generally just focused on the FGC and you don't really have a broader understanding of the other esports communities.
correct,
Okay.
No, well, I would,
correct.
well, for me, I would say I don't understand, right? It depends on. I'm still not sure what question you're asking, right? But if you just talk,
So
we just we
let me be more clear. Let me be more clear. So like in the international scene currently that we've been speaking about this, like in the IESF and the GESF, they encompass esports. So they not only encompass fighting games, they encompass, let me say, Clash of Clans, let me say, Apex, and various games. So I want to know if you see us having a relationship with these communities, should we try to build a bridge there? I notice it's very early to say this kind of thing, but I'm just asking
right,
about the thought
so,
pattern.
so like right now, for us, unfortunately, I would say no, and we need to like for us right now, um, the esports. How I look at esports, esports is the big broad name right now. I know I'm not talking anything about them. I'm just saying what it is like. So it have Esports Federation, who deals, in my view, with everything esports, right? So they deal with everything esports, right? The fighting game community is just a group name given. But if you really break up the esports, esports is basically per game. So it could have a swimming game, it could have a karate
Shooters,
game, it could have first person shooter.
anything.
So esports is all of that, right? With respect to Trinidad, what I would say is the only way that would develop is if it have participation fit and showing fit and interest in it. So right now we know for a fact it have interest in Tekken because Tekken 8 coming out, it have Mortal 1, it has Street Fighter, I think it had the Brawlhalla. In terms of the first person shooters, Call of Duty, Apex, men always playing that, but you don't really hear about tournaments with that now. So I can't see that reaching anywhere. If because basically what I'm saying is each video game, so to speak, had their own Ryan and Beast Prime to get stuff rolling now. So the other
Yeah,
communities, depending on what game it is, that had to have a Ryan and a Beast Prime basically now. So
yeah,
we seeing so far right now, Mortal have a Ryan and a Beast Prime. And not really, I just using me metaphorically. So Tekken have Shivana and crew, you know, so things starting to roll now. And like I say, even though we might say we starting late, but trust me, we starting, right? But in terms of the whole big thing, other games right now is just as you see the need for it, because I think it have FIFA too. FIFA has some stuff, but it's just that we really don't hear anything and we're not seeing no advertising that. So whoever like
right,
seeing, but the whole major esports had to sort that out in that communication
right.
because you know.
And that is not us. Like I said, that is why I use the terminology. Every game should have its own avatar to promote their game. So it's simply as you say, every fighting game should have that one person you can go to organize the fighters, the competitors of that game.
You
So basically
understand
when I
that.
say esports, so we focus mainly on providing Street Fighter stuff for the Street Fighters so that the Street Fighter fellas have a chance to
Understood,
have a
understood.
goal. Yeah, yeah, that's
But
we.
I have a couple more questions to ask. The time is getting short. Let me just go on the second link because we have not paid for Zoom yet. So let me just go and come back. So on to the second link. Tristan, you know you don't you have to stop the stream, just go on to the next link.
Recording stopped.
When Tristan audio is up. Tristan, we still streaming? Tristan. Yeah, we still streaming there? All right.
Recording in progress.
Bookie, you there? All right. Well, when he
His
gets to-
audio, his audio still connecting us.
yeah. Let's wait.
Yeah, I think he come. Yeah, Bookie. Hello.
Nah, he disconnected. He didn't come on. It's take a couple tries for him. Well, anyway, when he come back on, I can re-ask the question.
Mhm.
So, what has been your biggest challenges faced in the community, both as a competitor and an organizer?
The organizer part, pretty much easy once you have equipment. The challenge is just be people coming out to the event support. That is the only thing, and that has a lot to do with advertising is one aspect, and I would also say men eagerness to come out to support too now. So but some men, like I say, look like I like to big up men when they're new now. So like look, Mango Juice is a new guy on the scene, and he say he didn't even know Trinidad had a scene now. And we have the now, like, because I was looking for this back then, because I was just playing online, playing up Puma, thinking I was the best. Because yeah, as a jockey shots fighter, I home in my house I bad until I come out, go on a tournament and get licks. That was up so my Port of Spain. That was
Yeah,
my
man.
rough tournament.
Yeah,
That was way back then now.
Yeah,
So-
after Bookie light him up, he decide to, hey, what going on here?
I mean, if
That's
Bookie
not
lights
perfect.
you up, you had
But,
us back in the lap for sure.
But in terms of like struggles, like I say, so far for us, we once Bookie and I zone down to really do something, we just get through. So that side of things, we had our teaching processes years ago. Probably the third tournament we did. The one before that was the hardest because that was climb to Mount Olympus and realize that was three tournaments, and we say, nah, we ain't gonna do three, we gonna do two. We teach out all our problems. So now it's like I walk in the park to try a tournament. All it is basically need for us is equipment, and we have everything. We have the giveaways, we have everything. Just the thing is, for challenge is just checking the brackets list to be 50. I was saying 100 someday, but I was like, I was get both because we was like, no, we need to reach 50 before we reach 100. So we're really trying for the
What do you mean checking the brackets to be 50?
brackets is the amount of men coming, so it's 50 men per tournament.
Oh,
So
50.
aiming for that now, yeah. Like I say, I always thought
As
the
a,
biggest-
as a man who like maths, I don't know, but that 50 is direct. That 50 can't register with me, boy.
nah.
Well,
no, let me tell you why.
It could happen.
No, let me tell you why. Can't be 50, it had to be 64. Because 64 to
Well,
216, I don't know that.
No.
Yeah.
What you're saying is correct, and from the aspect of
That's just on my mind as well.
no. What you're saying correct. Yeah, like you want to see perfect brackets. Perfect brackets is a right hand nobody getting buys and thing. But nah, for now it's just across 50 now. Eh? It's just across 50 people.
Perfectly
So
understood.
that's the only challenge. Just getting
And
not really people to support, because it have guys when I watch back our streams have men coming with stuff for years, boy. So we doing stuff for that slowly but surely. But that is the challenge, getting people to come, and also to how to invite people now, because like for the little WhatsApp chat that we start, it start off with like 50 and it reached like it reached like 60 stuff. So it growing now. So people men still filtering and coming in now, which is good, right? So the only challenge like I say is just when you like look at fight some Trinidad fella today, Max Wolf, I don't know, I'm not sure if he need group, but it's just how to get him to know Taba Trinidad, Taba scene. Any group, okay, but I don't know. But I just use them. I just use them as an example, like how, like the next time I bounce up on next flag, like, hey, was you seeing boy? Because I was trying, and it doesn't look like a stalk, kind of like, because it's as be like inviting to. It's looking real bad from my perspective, because I had to invite them to a room.
personally.
say, hi,
okay.
I'm Beast Prime and I do tournaments. And if you want,
Give me a second,
it's a real dumb now, boy. So,
Give me a second, give me a second. This is kind of where I find Capcom fell short in this thing, but I'm not sure if it's because it's on PC. But when I was on PlayStation, anytime I see a man from Trinidad and Tobago, boom, message them one time, send a group link. Hey, you have a link? We just link up. We just play games locally. But
no, but you see,
on the PC,
men they send heat me when they get licks now. So they see that why they do it this way now. Men can't take the licks now. So that's why it's a kind of secret. So that's why at least you have a chat. You have a chat. That is why that chat box is now. So for me, I try as much as possible to have pre-save text to text it quick now, because when a man come in a room here, you want to go and read no message. So at least I get about 3 people so far to join because of that, right? So that's the major challenge with being a TO. Just getting that word out, because we had most TOs by now have everything done, pack, right? In terms of our competitor, like I say, I do like to go tournaments. I know you say this people getting spoiled. I do like to go tournaments and I can't hear the game. That is a big problem for me. I can't hear. See that say no, and I can't hear the game. I don't like that. But competitor wise, you don't really have no hurdles. Just practice your game and try not to get licks, and But that's the biggest thing for me. When you go a tournament and you can't hear the game, you see that madness. That
all
is
right.
so.
Bookie,
Yeah.
same question. What has been your biggest challenges as an organizer and as a competitor?
If I go back from the past to now, challenges as a competitor, like I said, is getting the information that it actually has something to go to. That used to be the biggest challenge. It had Facebook and thing, but if you don't know nobody, you ain't know what's going on. So that has always be a challenge, as Beach Prime said. When you meet new people and bring them onto the scene, you had to find a way to talk to them, tell them to have something, get them to come out and stuff like that. You can't just put up a flyer under the flyover and hope people to come even. So we just try to do that personal touch. You know me, everybody know me. Boki will call everybody personally and let them know XYZ. If you have a friend, bring a +1 so that we can bring out the numbers and them. Competitor wise, I didn't have much challenges on them. I believe, like I said again, we went through teething problems. So I will go to a tournament and let me say I have an Xbox controller, but the tournament is PlayStation. How am I supposed to function? Now in time, technology progress, we have converters now. So you can come with your Xbox, your Switch, your anything, you get to play whatever you're comfortable with, so you have no I don't get no bad feedback, meaning, but I went to tournament and it's only PC. So I couldn't play with my PlayStation controller proper, or I couldn't play with my Xbox controller, or I went and then for there's only a PS4, they get PS5 yet. So you get them little things, and that has been my problem. You can't please a training all the time. But we could do it best to try, and we just try our best to try and please everybody, which is a very hard thing to do. Pleasing a trainee is the hardest thing. The time who like doubles with just China, the time who like doubles and carry doubles with a bandana, like myself. So the doubles man has to have something for everybody, and we just try to have something for everybody. As a TO, as Miss Prem said, the hardest thing is meeting people, letting them know to have something, and trying to get them to come out. We could only survive if people come out. If you throw a tournament and 10 people come, yes, it's a bus, you will still have the tournament, but I mean, it's like a waste of time. So we just try to make, that was it, tournaments was lacking that little extra panache, as you said, that little flair where, hey, I want to go and sit down for let's play, but it doesn't make sense. I could buy a KFC with that $50 in it. But when you come now, it's that thing to eat, it's that thing to drink. I might win a little prize, because we had, talking about prizes back in the day, we had some little Street Fighter tokens, and a man showed me that the other day, it's still in the box. After maybe 6 years, it's still in the box. I was shocked, and I was like, okay, I feel I'll do that. I'll tell them to post the little winnings from the Boki sweats and the little stuff on them. But Me and Ryan at present, we don't have much problems as TOs. Like I say, we try to assist everybody else to get up to a certain standard where you want to go to that tournament. You understand? You want to go and enjoy that. It's a line, it's an experience, and it will be memorable. So if every tournament is like that, we'd have more people coming out to tournaments.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, quick question, quick answer. What has been your proudest moment in the FGC? Both of y'all pick the order. Here you're booking first, because I know Ryan like to go second.
For me, it's acknowledgement. I had the pleasure once of playing, representing the Trinidad team technically. There was a tournament called Versus, and we had guys from Guadeloupe and Barbados, I think, and it was hosted at Napa. And Elmo came first, Beach Prime came second, and I came third, I think. So for me, it wasn't big, it wasn't known by much people, but I felt good to come third within the region for Trinidad. That was my most iconic moment, right? Secondly, is being a recognized TO by certain people. Everybody knows Piley Chung. He had a sprint with Capcom as a commentator, and he still does it. And when he came down to Trinidad, he said he didn't know Trinidad had a scene. I did a little interview with him back in 2018, maybe 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. And he was like shocked that we have
17.
something going. 2017, right? 2017. So for me, it's more or less recognition. I'll give you an example. A day I was eating doubles on Maraval Road, and a guy walks up to me and is like, "Pokey boy, I swear I didn't come to tournament." I'm looking at the guy. No offense, no, if he does see this, I don't know who the hell this guy is. And he's like, "Boy, I watched the stream and everything," and he was real hyped that he didn't come, but he saw the stream, so he was glad for that, and he's going to come the next one, and he did. And I'm like, dog, I don't know this guy. This guy just walk up to me and talk to me like, all this enthusiasm. I'm like, okay, you kind of reaching. People know you now. You know what I mean? So that's my most iconic moment so far in the FGC. It's being a part of it and being able to give people that experience where, hey, you see that man? That man has show tournaments and that man has played Vega. So that was like my recognition of it.
All right, and Beast Prime, what about you?
I can't really say I have one moment, I have plenty moments. I have plenty moments now because for me, it's be per event now, so it's plenty stuff. But the TO side, I just feel proud. When I feel proud, you see, when I finish, set up everything, and like set up capture card, set up screen, set up the systems, and then during the tournament, I make my rounds, and everything looking good. Man had the headphones, man could hear the game, man could see everything running smooth, seeing brackets. I wanna feel proud, like everything running smooth, the stream running, recording good. Because I make real mistakes along the way. Like that's the next thing. Like making mistakes is I know to copy it up so now everybody will see the nonsense is be doing. Because at time I record real fight going on and me even press record, I miss the men fight and I ask my fit and like the way the way the event was so hyped then, not even studying that because other things was happening now. But that's the kind of moments for me now. In terms of as competitor, it had times when I run through a whole crew and playing game and I make some bad comebacks. Like that's it for me now. I win a couple of tournaments too. I never thought that I'd be able to do that because I've been nervous or something. Not these days because that's a real venom now. But the thing is, it kind of hard to balance organizing equipment and playing in a tournament at the same time, right? It's an art. If you ever interview Shavana, ask her about her experience with that, and she will tell you. I think she might tell you something, right? But in terms of iconic moments, yeah. But lately, the most so far like for the year, I could tell you, but it wasn't the way you come in. when I went to Tekken tournament, yeah, we went and play Tekken, right? We went and support the event as we see we do. We went and support. I played Tekken. I went to 1-0 and I was pro, right? The first man beat me was a young boy, and the man beat me ridiculously bad. And then I ended up having to play a small man, and they say they putting him on stream because they wanted, they want to show you small man thing, and playing with the small man, and like I was kind of the MC for the whole event, and like just having the crowd because the whole time I'm talking to everybody. So when I talk, everybody's listening, as both for people for putting bottle and thing next the equipment, I still had to be doing that in this day and age. But anyway, the small man had to play, and I'd like basically while up the crowd tell, hey, they get the small man on the support and thing, and and the small man beat me, right? And the expression on his face when he went by, that was kind of iconic for me. How small man was real happy he got a win that way. That was good for me. That was a real. I'm waiting for the stream now, so I want to see it back because I didn't know everybody was literally whole time the crowd was listening to me, but for some odd reason, for every time this man and I come over, he ain't noise, he ain't noise in the background now, So
yeah, that's our next thing with us. Part of why we like doing this, you see the moments, you see the pop-offs, you see the despair, you see the expression when somebody gets by climbing over that mountain. Hey, that man beat him for 4 years now, and you beat that man. It's like, to capture them moments for me, this be a warm feeling. Tio side, it is be a warm feeling to see these things happening, and like I said, it's like a lasting memory for me. It is very good to see people enjoy themselves and accomplish the goals, as we just say, when it comes to gaming.
All right, so closing off here, just to ask a couple more questions. Where do you see your organization in the next 5 years?
Right, so in the next 5 years, for myself, I try to put things in place where, as we talk about sponsors, Akil, I go to Mr. Akil's, most of his esport lectures and stuff. So I just get a little esport knowledge from him where it comes to foundation and structure and stuff like that. And as a TO, you have to be able, I think he had asked you the question, the oil man come down and he want to throw a 500-man tournament, right? Who do you go to? So A-Leg would be one of those entities that people could come to get this stuff done. At test runs, right? But I can see with his teeth, the Motor Command fellas, since we're talking about having getting any exposure. So for the book event, I tell them, I say, well, come through and I can help sponsor a little pot tournament with all you so that you can see how tournaments can run. So in the next 5 years, I want A-Leg to be a company that assists with, or as I say to you, you want to try a tournament, A-Leg go to A-Leg and organize, tell them what you want, and we get it done. As simple as that. That is basically why I see the company in 5 years, the organization. It is attached to, as I say, esports on the FGC side, right, where we do mostly fighting games. That is our genre, that is what we're good at. And I believe if everybody sticks to what they're good at, we can survive outside here and we can build from that. So in the next 5 years, yes, Rare TOs is a business that does esport events. So like an event planning company, just like a wedding planner. Yeah, we want to have an esports event. We want to do whatever game it is. Okay, no problem. Give us the dates, give us the location, we'll do a site visit, and we'll tell you what you need to do. Get your costing, we'll let you know this is exactly what you need to get. Yeah, agree, and we get it done. If there's one thing then we try to do is get the job done.
All right, this probably everything different to say on that front?
Now we're on the same page with that.
All right, so last thing, I guess, what will you advise newcomers in the FGC to do? How can they get involved? How can they get the best out of the FGC?
So what I can't really give advice to that because, like I say, the wanting to come to events and stuff had to come from them, right?
All right, so let me ask a different question then.
Right, yeah, because
Let me ask a different question then. So tell me, what would you advise people who might want to be TOs themselves? What advice would you give them? What would be the first steps that they should take?
Right. For me, to be a TO, you first have to be a competitor. You have to see yourself and the way, as Bishop said, you have to go to a tournament and see how a tournament is organized. You have to see the layout. You have to see the structure of how a tournament is run. We're talking brackets. We're talking the way you organize your layout of your event hall. Like I said, you want a TO, you have to have a good PR base, meaning your public relations good. So you know to talk to people, and always try to be as professional as possible. When I say professional, it's game, so it has to be fun. At the same time, you need to be straightforward and clear with what you're saying and what you're doing. So you go to tournaments and then what you say, okay, them fellas are earphones, so I might need that. Okay, they have a head-to-head setup, so competitors, they can't see a man pressing or ringing when you ringing, so the opposite each other, or I could use next to each other for man because me, I think I had the money for all them things. Nah? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to go out there and see what is going on before you can try something. And asking another TO for advice is no hear off of anybody back. So you can, as we say, you get advice from elders. So I take it as Bishop Prime correct me. Tell me, it's 8 years we in this thing now, doing it the correct way. With elders too. So as a up and coming TO, you sort out advice. If you can't do it yourself, you get help. It's similar to Prime, you can add to that.
Yeah. You had to know out of the VAPs to come and try a tournament, you really had to sit down and really know what you're doing. If it is that you have access to equipment and things and you really know what you're gonna do, you had to, I don't know how to give out people advice to do it now, because like I say, how we come up about it could be different than somebody else now, because you know, sometimes some men come at tournament and their experiences, boy, kind of tripping, I ain't coming and shit like it. You know what I mean? They come, they like it, it's boring and thing, like it's not them. Then there's some people, but wait, now I could do this. I could do this better than them, you know, and they could jump out now. So I don't know I would really know to give advice on that, but I know if it is a go somebody tournament, me, ask book, eyes be real itchy. Because I can't just go somebody tournament and sit down, and if I find things like not going a certain way, I gonna get up and help. That's just me. I really can't stop that. I getting up and I get call brackets, I get thing, I go buff people because I like to buff too now. You know, I go on that. Like you had to like it now. You had to like it. And if it is somebody really get moved to do it, they're gonna have to seek help and thing. Because it don't be just so, because like for me personally, you know, with respect to how I can tell you for a fact, the kind of equipment we have, I didn't get no jokey thing. I get good thing. I get thing when I watch Evo, and you know, I know men when they're watching Evo and they're watching them Japs fight and they're watching Capcom Cup and they're watching them thing. Men watching the fights, I don't be watching that. I be watching the tech. I be watching what they're using. Because as well, when we come and we record, we have good quality recording and we have good mic and you could hear. And I'll be watching the Chinamen and them how they're wearing black and they're basically invisible on the stage when they're walking around. How they're using about 10 camera at the same time. That's the kind of stuff I'll be watching. Plus the match. So as a competitor / TO, I do this when I watching Evo and thing. I will be watching it and I try to take that and bring it. When we time to throw a Trinidad Evo, yeah, I seen it early. When it's time to try Trinidad Evo, what we gonna need now?
So that's the next 5 years, Trinidad Evo, the next 5 years?
But honestly, Panda, to be honest with you, hear them out, right? Hear them out first before you comment, all right?
No,
in my view, no, hear them out. In my view, we could try Trinidad Evo by August.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. All it has to be done, it has to be marketed properly. Because in my view, I have been to a couple events, like I'm gonna give my example. You see it had a bodybuilding competition, right? and how they did it, I see it. I see it. You could do that for Street Fighter because people just wanted to pay to go and see something. So the bodybuilding show was in a gym. Basically, they had like about 20 competitors and they're going and do bodybuilding, right? So it's basically you're posing on stage, you know, you prep, you had a prep and stuff. The places that sells the supplements was the sponsors for each competitor. And all I had to do was advertise and people had to pay tickets and people pay money to go and sit down and watch that. Right? In my view, Trinidad, if people could pay to watch that, people just go and pay and watch football, just go and watch basketball, just go and watch intercol. So if we could get the right, I would say,
People.
what is called them?
Marketing.
It's marketing.
If we can market it properly.
We could for that stadium with people to come and watch our Street Fighter finals, you know, because once people know once people know what it is, I'm not watching because people's going to watch boxing, and we have noticed all the events we went. I talking about Moki, the one we went in let's call that place by Makoya, Center Excellence. It was not a Galacticon, the one we went with the security lady. And she was in the back. She didn't know nothing about game.
That was one of two. Anaconda, one of them was one of them.
One of them, and she don't know nothing about game. And if you see how this right, and this lady screaming down when men doing combo because all we do was explain to she here. This one had to take down this one life. This one take down this one life. And she said, so what is that? What are you doing? Why this man? Why he controller so big? He cheating? How he bigger one than the next one? And you know, they get engaged with that now. So back again to what I said. If you get this thing advertised right, because like I say, when I hear movie tongue, when I hear be mobile trainer tournament, brother man, I was thinking that tournament is going to have 100 people. But in my view, that was lack of
It's something because
marketing kill it now. But yeah, we could do a Evo in Trinidad.
I don't doubt that.
We could try Evo in Trinidad.
So let me just digest what they say for people, because I find you say it well, but you didn't really say it well.
I didn't say it well.
So basically what you're saying is that if people want to follow in your footsteps and host tournaments, what they should do is look at the top performing tournaments and see exactly what they are doing. Take note of what they are doing.
No, up to a point, but at the same time too.
Because wait, let me say why I'm saying that, because you said where you specialize was your tech, in my opinion. You have some of the best technology in your tournament, so everybody is comfortable. And you got there from watching Evo and CEO and whatnot, correct?
Right.
More
or less.
Right, so
that's cool.
So if you're scouting at other tournaments out there, there's Capcom Cup, there's Evo, there's CEO, and the ones in Arabia right now.
Yeah, but it's just not the tech aspect alone. Yeah,
when you're looking at a tournament, some people might see tech, some people might see how effectively brackets are run, some people might see how long in between games are. There are a lot of different things you can notice. So once you notice the proper things, you'll be on the right path.
As I said, as being a competitor into being a TO, when you go to a tournament, you will see where you weren't pleased with certain things or certain things was lacking. So you have that knowledge now. So when you train a tournament, right? When you train a tournament, you understand, okay, I find this was lacking, maybe somebody agrees with me, I'll incorporate this. Because it's a different size of TO. And to be a good TO, you have to scout, you have to understand the player needs, what they might need, and you try to, and you try to bring it to them.
Yeah, you have to be willing to take negative feedback.
True.
A lot of people afraid negative feedback. You have to be able to hear, brother man, nonsense. Or the men think man that thing is garbage, and for me, you have to justify to me what the garbage. As me, I just treat them thing different, but I know the quality I give them, so I could, when I come and ask that question, I got to sit down to a club behind my telling you, because you gotta come good, you know, because if it is I call your name for a bracket and we say 5 minutes, and you go on KFC and you have to take a taxi and a car to go to KFC and come back, and then come back and call the cab again next with me. So it is not just the tech, it's more than that. It's the tech and making everybody feel like they're wanted and they're welcome. Like, you had to walk around, and every
Not
man
just every tech, eh? I say it's everything. You just
Right,
have to
okay,
observe
right.
the proper things. So,
Right,
any last word, fellas? We're looking to close off right now.
I had one thing to tell you since you're on your podcast.
Yep.
I didn't like how you did answer Akil.
How so?
With the question when he asked about the oil man who come down and think I find your answer was very poor. You get 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10, that's fine.
0 out of 10. Because yeah, even though if it have, when I hear that question answering, I write down the answers and I wanted to vex, I couldn't comment and help you with the answers now, because
Brother, here this is. Here this is. I hold all the tournaments I hold, except for the one I helped Keegan with that invitational, with very small tournaments. I just ratchet up together because I like
but hear the
tournaments.
difference, right? You see, that is your experience. So with respect to me and Boki, with 8 years experience,
No, but
the first time if I tell you, if a man come and tell me, if a man say, hey, we looking to come Trinidad and we're gonna throw a tournament and I have this amount of money and this amount of thing, why again that trust me, you will be shocked to say, wait now, but how these men try tournament so good, but right now we working within what we have, right? Yeah, man, come and just pelting out to see the entertainment to see what we have. Yeah, trust me, it could be a different kettle of fish now.
Yeah, trust me.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to do it, you know, but
no, but the thing is,
have so much experience and
that's the thing.
I have the experience.
And to correct it right now, is not us alone, it's other TOs who have the capability too. So so like yeah, all of we could team up and go and through something real big. Of course. Right? But back again, it's had to same thing. It have because when we go and ask what we want, like we know what we need to get things real good in. But for now, we have to work with the limitations of what we have. And that is why I can say the 8-year journey, walking with that one big stone every day to build this house, it take a while, but you don't get it overnight now. You understand?
All right.
So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I tell you that now, to tell you that your answer is very poor.
All right, for me, like I said, is a very good initiative that you have taken up to do the podcast and them on a weekly and whatnot. It helps everybody, like I said again, get the word out there that it has things going on, and we are also being interactive and giving out information on different topics as well. So I enjoy the fact that you're doing the podcast on them. As we said before, nothing imperfect, it's still teaching. So we will have the one or two little problems still. But I admire the fact that you started the podcast on them and you're doing it and you're continuing to do it despite the little flaws in the start. So I congratulate you on that.
We flawless, but I don't know what you're talking about now.
I just tell you about critique that first time when I couldn't comment and thing that
Jones.
I would also big up Tristan.
Yes.
For being a person that has been around but not in the forefront. Because I remember Tristan come with a next Slim Rasta guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Huggins.
Huggins, yeah.
Call big up to Huggins.
Right. Big up to Huggins for being one of the old school guys who used to be around. And I said, see, man, he was always quiet in the back, I think, and never to the forefront. But Street Fighter 6, I'm glad he come out, and I'm glad he's assisting the FGC with tournaments and hosting and stuff like that, right? Because he's one started that initiative with coming to play offline. Like I said, we just came out of the COVID period, so we wasn't doing the whole offline stuff, and he was one that started that. So big up to Tristan, and he's assisting everybody, including myself, with like systems coming out of tournaments and stuff. Here's man, I got out supporting us, and we do show appreciation for everybody that assists us in the small FGC and with the TOs and them. Remember, come and bring the system for prepay and stuff. So big up everybody who does that, and I hope you all continue to support the FGC and of course the Boki and the Beast Prime regime and the Panda regime and the Shivana Let me just keep continue supporting each other and we can grow bigger. And like I said, we're getting older, and I would advise everybody who think about and think, get a little Padawan, get a disciple to carry on your legacy. I mean, I have Lion Boy, who real bad right now, and I think most of the old fellas could beat them. But if everybody get one Padawan,
like the money match there.
oh God, well,
the last money match I play, I win, yes.
Anyway, time running short. Sorry to cut you off, Bucky, but you have some great points there. Anything else short you want to say? Not too long, we don't have much time.
Well, like I said, if everybody continues to come out and support all the different events that I have, we will continue to grow. If you have one Padawan, one youth man you could bring with you to introduce them to the game and help them grow, we will continue to grow. Our legacy will carry on as fighting gamers.
All right, on that note, big up to the youths, big up to Bugsy, big up to Thunder, big up to Lion Ball, all the youths in the scene. We will be having our next weekly, bi-weekly right now, hopefully weekly next month or into March.
Next month, I thought you said
weekly. Next bi-weekly is the 19th. But we might be looking to start weekly maybe next month. Maybe. That carnival, so kind of funny. It might start to look weekly, then it have a kind of break, and you know what it is.
I'd say there's the press pause for that, yes. Yeah, but
as a Theo, why didn't Bumsy a little more important than game around carnival time? So I wouldn't risk it.
All right, so anyway. All right, so we are looking forward to anybody who can support us because we're catching me tail right now, but you know something, you gotta catch your tail to do something properly.
What support you?
We just want anybody who could just help us with systems and any kind of equipment. We kind of short on the up-to-date equipment because at NetTech right now, we only have PS4s, but that's going to change soon. But right now, we only have PS4s. So we're looking for PCs, PS5s. If anybody coming to the tournament and they bring a system, they will get free entry into our tournament. So that's the initiative we're doing right now. And other than that, we're looking to get our webpage up to do better marketing and whatnot because marketing is a big deal. And let's look out for that. Look out for that. So I should be writing some articles very soon based on the podcast and based on what's going on in the FGC. So thank you, everybody. Make sure and support. Make sure to be civilized and not bad mind. All right. Tristan, anything? All right, everybody, look out for more from Bowler and Rasta and from Aleg. All right. So, thank you. That's up.
Thanks for having us. Good night.
Recording stopped.